Hi everyone, welcome to another Talk to Georgian live chat. My name is Jenny Thompson. I am the social media specialist here at Georgian College. And today we are going to be talking all about mental health and well-being. So just in time for World Mental Health Day, which is this coming weekend, Saturday, October 10th. So in just a minute, we're going to be bringing in a couple special guests to chat with us today. We are going to have, up first, we're going to have Greg Taylor, who's a counselor here at Georgian. And then we're going to have Jennifer Lloyd, the manager of Georgian's mental health strategy, which is brand new to the college. So we're going to learn more about that and what that means for students. So you might be wondering, we know you have some questions. You might be wondering just if you're struggling a little bit, how do you get some help? I find remote learning frustrating. What are some mental health strategies to help me make the most of it? What's Georgian doing to support student mental health? We've got a lot of different areas that we're going to cover today. So if you have questions, please post them down below and we will do our best to get through as many as we can today. So we often do get a lot of international questions during our live chat. So if you do have any international student questions about quarantining or otherwise, I'm just going to put up a couple contacts here for you. So our international team here in Canada is fantastic. They would love to help you out. So if you do have any quarantine questions, the email there is intlstudentactivity@georgiancollege.ca. And questions about literally anything else, from visas to housing to insurance to all kinds of stuff, you can reach out to international@georgiancollege.ca. Exactly. I'm seeing some questions coming in about traveling. Those are the contacts you're going to want to reach out to right there. As well, we do have our international team here on Instagram. So you can head over to just IC Georgian, the letters IC and Georgian. And then you can connect with them there as well. Our team does have weekly live chats Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can always connect with them there, just, to connect with your other fellow international students, with our Georgian team here, or bring your questions right to them, right to the source. So anyway, give them a follow. As always, another really great resource for any of this information that we're going to talk today about mental health and well-being, as well as everything else from programs to fees to housing to everything in between, you can find on our website. So you want to go over to georgiancollege.ca, and I'll just give you a quick little tour. So this is our website here, again, georgiancollege.ca. There's tons and tons of information on here. One thing that's very new, or that's pretty new on our website, is our virtual open house information. So, if you want to learn more information about Georgian, or somebody who's looking at different post-secondary options, they can come to our website and check this out here. We do have a page that sort of has all the information you're going to want and you're going to need about our programs, financial aid. And this is on Saturday, November the 14th from 9 to 4. So we're super excited about that, and we can't wait to talk to you guys then. There is going to be a chance to win up to $5,000 for your tuition. So that's always an amazing reason to check this out. And anyone who is still interested in applying, you can apply for free. So awesome stuff there. Again, on our website too, there is this bright orange bar up at the top. That's where you're going to find the most important links for ongoing information. So the one I want to bring your attention to is our COVID-19 update page. So I'm seeing some questions coming in, for example, about, is Georgian COVID-19 ready? Yes, we are. We have a number of different safety protocol in place. So if you click on there, actually, you're going to go to our COVID-19 information page. There's lots of information on here. This is where you're going to find all the latest information. So there's semester dates, key dates there. And over here, it's broken down. You can see by semester, fees, registrars, all kinds of stuff like that. As well, there's a separate page for international students. So if you click on there, it will take you to this separate page, and this is also updated with the latest info broken down just to help you, find things even easier. There's some Government of Canada information here as well. If you're here for the fall, there's lots more information about what you need to know. Awesome. Great. So we are going to be bringing in Greg in just a moment. And for those questions too about, our COVID-19 readiness plan, like that's, just on our safety protocol, I will be mentioning this later as well. But next week, actually, you're going to want to tune into our live chat then, because it's going to be sort of that 1 month check-in into the fall semester. And we are going to have a manager coming on to talk to us about what the latest is with our safety protocol. So for sure, tune into that, bring your questions, and we'd be happy to answer them. Great. So now we are going to be bringing in Greg Taylor. Just a moment. Great. And he is a counselor at Georgian College. Awesome. So just waiting for him to connect there. And then we'll jump into some questions, sort of looking toward World Mental Health Day this Saturday. And, if you need some resources, what are some tips? How can you get in touch with our team? We're going to help you with all that.
Oh, there we go. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
So am I on?
You're on.
Oh, there you go. This is very exciting. This is the first time I've been on Instagram.
There you go. You're live to the people of Georgian.
Hello, people of Georgian.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, pleasure to be here.
So I guess, first of all, tell us a little bit more about the counseling team at Georgian. What do you guys do?
Well, we basically provide support to students who are suffering with any kind of personal or mental health issues. So we're not guidance counselors. Some people think we're like guidance counselors from a high school. They do some of that, but we really don't do academic advising. There's other people at the college that do that. So we really focus mostly on personal issues and mental health, feeling overwhelmed, stressed, anxiety, can't sleep, depression, substance abuse, relationships, whatever is getting in the way of your ability to focus on your studies. We are here to help you with that. So that's who we are.
Yeah, perfect. And as I've mentioned, it's World Mental Health Day coming out this Saturday.
Yeah.
So talk to us, let's break it down a bit. So talk to us about like what this mental health is,
Okay.
why it's important to take care of it, and what actually taking care of it means.
Okay. Well, we all have mental health. Sometimes people hear the word mental health and they automatically think of things like mental illness. Well, mental illness is on the spectrum of mental health, but we all have mental health. And the best way to define mental health would be by saying it's the way you think, it's the way you deal with your feelings, and it's the way that you behave that helps you deal with life and hopefully enjoy life. That's really the most simple definition of mental health. And there are many, many different ways to look after your mental health. It could be something as simple as just going for a walk with friends, calling a friend, calling home, having a hot bath, exercising, and for some people it could be talking to a mental health professional like ourselves. So there's many, many different ways to take care of your mental health. The unfortunate thing is a lot of people don't treat mental health the way they treat physical health. So just imagine that you didn't brush your teeth for months. What would your teeth be like? What would your gums be like? Probably not very good. And most people wouldn't do that. But with mental health, people will be experiencing depression or just feeling like incredible stress, anxiety, maybe panic attacks, can't sleep at night. But then they just leave it and leave it and leave it. And then it becomes a real problem. So I always encourage people to look after your mental health.
Yeah. Yeah. And so talking to you guys can be a really great way to do that.
Yes, absolutely.
So how do students get in touch with a counselor at Georgian?
Well, there's a number you can call, 705-722-1523. You're probably not going to remember that. Or student success at georgiancollege.ca, and you're probably not going to remember that. So go to the Georgian website. There we go.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, go to the Georgian website. You can also go to the Mental Health and Wellbeing student portal, which has a list of our resources as well as many other resources. So, and you can call us anytime. Our counseling is available Monday to Thursday from 8:30 in the morning till 7 at night, and then till 4 on Friday. And we have counselors that are available for drop-in, virtual drop-in in those hours. And then we also make students aware of hours of resources after those hours. So there's always someone available. All you have to do is reach out.
Perfect. And if anyone is on our website and wants to know, I do have the counseling page up here.
There we go.
So this is just under, so at georgiancollege.ca, under the student life tab. And then under student services, there's counseling right there.
There you got it.
And so there's all that information that I did put up is on this page. So
yeah,
there's the numbers there.
Yeah, and I think just underneath there, or maybe it's to the right. Yeah, there it is. Somewhere in there is the Mental Health and Wellbeing student portal, which also
there's a link
can lead you in that direction. Yeah.
So if you're logging on to the student portal, this is just the homepage of the student portal. You can see a link right to counseling on the main page.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would go under student services.
Yeah.
And you can find mental health there. And so there's like lots of stuff listed here.
Yeah. Excellent. I know Jennifer Lloyd's going to come on. Her and Kate Henry have put together this dynamite portal with all kinds of linkages to all different kinds of resources. So
fantastic. Yeah, I'm excited for us to talk about it. So I mean, like normally, I guess when you would see a counselor, you'd be in the same room as them. We can't really do that now.
That's right.
What is what is it like? Can you talk to us about that experience of what student could expect from meeting with you guys?
Well, I mean, it's definitely not the same, but basically we can meet with you by video or by phone. And so we're not going to get all the nonverbal, but I mean, some students actually find they feel safer because they can do it from their home, they can do it from their car. So I mean, basically we would have a conversation and really nothing changes all that much. We have all the same safety mechanisms in place, and we always assure the student that your confidentiality is paramount. And try it. I was a bit cynical myself. I come from a generation that didn't do things virtually, and I thought, what is this virtual stuff? But actually, all the counselors this summer, we did a training at University of Toronto on online counseling, and the research shows that it can be very, very effective. So please don't let that stop you. We're here for you, so please take advantage of it.
Yeah, awesome. And so what are some sort of common issues that you're dealing with in sessions these days?
Well, I mean, it's always stress, overwhelmed, anxiety. We have lots of students who have panic attacks. We have students that self-harm, depression, definitely relationship issues. And then with COVID and the pandemic, that's definitely adding to students feeling isolated. Some of the technology stuff is frustrating. It brings up even more anxiety. I mean, like I said, even myself, this is my first time I've ever used Instagram, right? And so a lot of us are just kind of learning, but so it's really important to just be patient with yourself. But those would basically be the main issues. I don't know if I said it, but substance. There are people who have substance issues. Some students are smoking weed every day. Which can become a problem if you're doing it that much.
Yeah. And so, you had mentioned like how, because remote learning, this is a big learning curve for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
What are some tips that you could give to students for helping tackle that with their mental health and adjusting to that remote learning?
Well, I mean, even for myself, I think it's being patient with yourself and to know that the college is doing everything they can to accommodate you. And to just be compassionate and kind with yourself. If you're having some frustrations, don't jump ship. Call us. Let's work together on developing some strategies to alleviate some of that anxiety and to alleviate some of that stress. I think that's the big thing, like when anxiety goes up, the ability to tolerate uncertainty and ambivalence goes down. So it's a matter of, breathing and really trying to take care of yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm seeing a comment coming, Greg, you're awesome.
I like you. Thank you. I'll always take warm fuzzies. Nice pat on the back. I'll take it.
Yeah. Good job. Good job, Greg. And so I want to put this out there again as well for anyone who may have missed it earlier, but how can people get in touch with our counselors?
Website, Georgian website, the mental health and wellness student portal is probably the quickest way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
great.
Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, I'll just show that quickly again as well. So just off
Yeah.
our website. So if you can go into our portal, the student portal, and then even just right on the main page is a link right to counseling, and then into our actual page there. There's tons of resources that you can find out there. And I'll just put up our contacts one last time. So that I guess the email as well, studentsuccess@georgiancollege.ca. That would be your first point of contact.
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome. So Greg, do you have any sort of final takeaways just for students about, how to maintain, good mental health?
Well, I think the number one thing is to remember that we all have mental health. So never think that you're not susceptible. It's as important to take care of your mental health as it is your physical health. You are only human, so you might be just rocking on all cylinders, but life sometimes presents curveballs. So it's really important to know your limits. And just remember that Georgian has a ton of resources. We are here for you. So even though it doesn't feel like we're here for you because you can't touch us and see, well, you wouldn't be touching us anyways, but seeing us in person, we're here. So please, we'd love to support you and be there for you. So that's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Thank you, Jenny. See ya.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Greg, for joining us, for all your helpful tips and advice today. So for anyone who is just joining us, we're chatting about mental health and wellness. If you do have any, or if you've missed any questions that we went over, we are going to be posting this live chat to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube afterward this afternoon. So you can always check it out there if you want to review anything that we talked about or go over it for the first time. We know that we are focused on this one topic today as well. If we have other questions about other things, we do want to support you. So please visit our website, georgiancollege.ca. There's tons and tons of information on there about mental health and wellness as well. Greg pointed to the student portal under the student services. You can find lots and lots of information about counseling, mental health information and resources. As well, our COVID-19 updates page, which I showed earlier, has a lot of commonly asked questions answered on there for domestic and international students. So definitely check that out. Yeah, so now we are going to be jumping back into some questions. We're going to be bringing in Jennifer Lloyd, who is the manager of Georgian's mental health strategy, which is brand new to the college. So we're excited to launch that soon. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm excited to talk more about this strategy.
Yes.
So I guess, manager of that strategy, tell us more about what that involves for you.
Yeah, okay. So I started actually at the college. Well, I was a student actually years and years ago. And I am a registered psychotherapist. So just like Greg, who just joined us. So I work really closely and I'm on kind of the same larger team as Greg and the counselors. And when I was brought to the college, it was my job to develop and then implement a mental health and well-being strategic plan. So that's a lot of big big words for really the goal of ensuring that we as a college community are doing absolutely everything we can to support mental health, to ensure people can really easily access all the resources that they need so that people have lots of opportunities to learn more. We want to move beyond mental health awareness. Mental health awareness is amazing, but we really want to move even beyond that to mental health literacy, because we know that we might have an idea of, let's say, the alphabet and how to name the letters, but if we don't know how to read and write, and we have literacy, it's not as useful. So we want people to have mental health literacy so that they can support their own mental health, but also help others. Because when we're all in a good place, like Greg said, we're so much more likely to be successful with school, with work, with everything that we try. So I think that's the reason.
Yeah, it's like having those tools in your toolbox to be able to draw on, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's jump right into the brand new mental health strategy we're planning to launch at the week of the October 19th, which is coming up just over a week's time, very soon. Can you tell us more about the development of that strategic plan?
Yeah, so I really think the biggest thing in mental health is relationships and connection. When we feel connected to each other and ourselves, we are much more likely to be in a good place. And I have to say that one of the things that I've absolutely loved the most about being at Georgian is that everybody has been so collaborative. There's so much talent, students, staff, faculty. This plan was developed, and we in collaboration with so many groups of people, and so many people got to have a say in what we need to do, what we need to focus on, what's missing, how can we help each other. So I think that's kind of my favorite part, the collaboration. We worked really closely with the International Center and with Indigenous Services. And here's a perhaps unknown fact. This plan was actually ready to launch, and we had really incredible celebration events scheduled on March 16th to the 31st of 2020. So we were going to have a very similar event at every campus. We programmed Pepper the robot. Pepper was going to teach us all about mindfulness. We had a virtual reality experience with our change makers. We had a drumming circle with Kayla McCormick and our Indigenous services. They would have been really amazing, but we are going virtual, so we can't wait any longer. We may be virtual for a while, and we really want to celebrate that this plan exists. It's even more important perhaps now that we're also, isolated, and there's increased anxiety and stress with all of the changes that COVID has brought to our lives. And really when I think about COVID, one of the things that really hits home for me is that we're all kind of collectively grieving. There's so much loss associated with this new reality, and of course there's positives and we can focus on those, but I think it's important to acknowledge that this really is a collective grieving process. People have canceled weddings, people have lost jobs, people have been alone for months at a time. So, I think about Georgian and our convocation and all of these things that people, it's lovely that we're doing such an incredible job, but it's perhaps not what people had expected or hoped for. So I really think that the launch of this plan and ensuring people know about it is perhaps even more important than it was in March.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a really good point. That's for sure. And I just want to know I'm seeing some people asking whether they can ask a question in the comments. Of course you can. Please submit your questions. That's totally fine. We would love to see your questions. Just a note that we are focused on mental health and well-being today. So if you have other questions, please visit our website, or you can always reach out to us as well, and we can help you. So let's chat more about this plan then. So what are some things that are going to be included in the strategic plan?
Right. So we talked a little bit about mental health literacy and promoting well-being. And I think it's so important that we work on those positive mental health pieces for everybody, because then we're all more likely to be successful in anything that we're working towards, whether it's school or career, and that we have the ability to kind of cope and manage when things get difficult. We want to make sure that everyone knows about the available resources and supports, and we want to be able to manage crisis. I think one of the common misconceptions is that you absolutely have to see a mental health professional in order to work on mental health issues, and that's not always the case. There's absolutely a role, and it's a good place to start, but oftentimes speaking to a friend or just having somebody listen, and it doesn't have to be somebody professionally trained, can be very helpful. And so we want to ensure that everyone at Georgian ideally feels comfortable talking about mental health and just supporting each other as a community, because we really all have a role to play in supporting ourselves and each other. So lots of different initiatives, programs. We've launched a series of workshops, and the week of our launch, we have the initial launch kind of kickoff, which is at 10 a.m. on October 19th, but the entire week will be filled with tons of learning opportunities, well-being workshops, mental health 101. There's lots and lots to come. So I want people to get involved and feel like they can understand, why is this plan relevant to me? Why should I care? I know we have so many students who are buried in their academic work. So I know that not many people are necessarily going to hop on our website, which is georgiancollege.ca/mhwb, and read our full strategic plan. I know that might not be likely, but there are other ways to learn about it and learn about your role in this, because we all have a role, and we're here, our team is here to support you in kind of finding that role and ensuring that your own mental health is flourishing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I guess the good thing is that since it does have a place to live, if you're busy right now, you can always go back to it in a month, 2 months, in a year. There's more information there to live there.
Absolutely.
So would that be the best place? So if somebody does want to, at 10 a.m. on October 19th, if they want to check it out, or if they want to check it out at a later date, where do they find more information about it?
Absolutely. So the strategic plan is actually on our website now. People can visit that now and read it in full. We have a roadmap that kind of covers how we got here. What did this process involve? So it sort of looks like an actual road, and that's on our website. So it's an easy way to kind of go through what was the pathway to get here. And we also have really hopefully exciting launch pages so that people can kind of navigate and know exactly what's happening that week. Oh, wonderful. You brought it up. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a little snapshot of kind of how we got to the plan, the finalized plan, which is also on the website. You can pull that up as well. And then we have on the internal pages, the mental health and well-being portals, you can actually navigate to them. And then if you just go over to the right a little bit, yes, so if you go student MHWB resources, yep, that will bring you to these pretty incredible pages that have tons and tons of resources. And we actually are hoping very soon, there's a chat bot that's being developed for this page. So we're hoping to be able to launch that really soon. We had some incredible research analyst students I'm sorry, big data analytics students. That was a separate project. And they created a chatbot so that when people get onto this site, the chatbot will actually help you find what you're looking for. Because if we're stressed and overwhelmed, the last thing we maybe want to do is sift through all of this information, even though all of it is really great. So that would be one. This site will actually have a page that's dedicated to the launch events and links to everything, including the workshops and our kickoff event, which I said is on the 19th at 10 a.m. So everybody is welcome. We have lots of amazing prizes, including an iPad as the grand prize. We have one for students and one for employees. So it's kind of two chances to win. Lots of prizes. So, and just lots of amazing collaboration. We have so many different areas of the college that are participating, not only in the development of this plan, but in these launch events.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. We'll definitely have to we'll be sharing all of that on the 19th, I'm sure,
Yes.
on our social media channels as well. So if you forget the date or whatever, we will be reminding you.
Yes, we will be reminding you a lot. And these new launch pages are going live for World Mental Health Day on Saturday.
Perfect.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Awesome. So I don't think we're going to leave it there. We don't really have any other questions. But so thank you so much, Jennifer, for taking the time to tell us a bit more about this mental health strategy. And we're excited to see the launch on October 19th.
We're excited too. Please join us. We're so delighted. The more the merrier, and we want everybody to see themselves in this and understand how this plan is relevant. So thank you so much, Jenny. Hello out there. Thank you. It was delightful to meet you.
All right.
Have good days. Take good care.
Yeah, thanks, Jennifer. You too.
Bye.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Jennifer, for joining us. Thank you to Greg as well. And thank you to all of you for taking the time to connect with us, to send in questions, to just say hello. It's nice to connect with our college community. So if you did miss any of this chat, or if you want to go over any of it again, we are going to be posting it to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube accounts this afternoon. So you can always check that out at whenever is convenient for you guys. And we are going to be back next week with another live chat. It will be on Thursday, October 15th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that one's going to be, as I mentioned earlier, sort of a 1 month check-in into the fall semester. So please join us and bring your questions. We are going to be having a manager who's going to talk to us about safety protocol here at Georgian, as well as we're going to have a student success advisor and a professor who can talk to us about academic supports and our new early alert system that's really going to help support our students even more. So I know that I am seeing some last minute questions coming in about other topics. Again, we really invite you to check out our website, georgiancollege.ca. There's tons and tons of information on there, including what we're talking about, or what we talked about today with mental health and well-being, but also about, you know, all other things about the latest updates on winter intake, on fall intake, on safety protocol, on everything under the sun, really, when it comes to Georgian. So a lot of our commonly asked questions are answered on there for domestic and international students. So please check that out, georgiancollege.ca. So in the meantime, please share this live chat with your friends and your family and your peers, and we will see you next week. So stay safe, everybody, and take care. Bye for now.